So where do you start with that again? Where do you start with this absolute hellhole of a week? Another humiliation again for Manchester City Football Club. It doesn't sting as much as the United game because that was a derby, of course, but this was embarrassing. I'll give the context, of course, of this result. Off the back of arguably the worst derby result in over a decade, in terms of performance. We've got beaten to a Norwegian side, Bodo Glimt, who are currently playing pre-season friendlies, which is the truth. They haven't played a serious game of football for weeks now because their season is over. So this is where we're at with Bodø Glimt right now. They haven't played since 10th of December a serious game of football. So it's been 5-6 weeks since Bodø Glimt played a serious game of football, and they've just beaten us 3-1 as well. Now, of course, there are all the caveats in it, but I think this performance, to put it simply, is utterly unacceptable. I hope the players know that. I hope Guardiola knows that, because right now the picture doesn't look good. It's a weird one. I'm going to try and remain calm through this because the last thing I want to do is just throw fuel onto an Aviat into an aggressive fire. We were diabolically bad tonight, and there was a whole bunch of issues at play. We were totally outplayed. We totally got battered. The decision making was terrible throughout the team. The structure was all over the place. Our best players did not turn up whatsoever. It was real functional tactical errors amongst obviously the shit show that is the fitness of the squad and all this kind of stuff. Pep he's not getting it right now. He isn't. The players aren't getting it right, and there needs to be a lot of cold, long, hard looks in the mirror at themselves because it's just unacceptably bad. I am torn between trying to be calm and trying to be angry on this. And I don't want to, as I said, I don't want to just rage bait and all that kind of stuff. It's not who I am as a person. But I think anyone who feels frustrated right now by Pep is validated. I think that's fair. That's the best way to put it. I am not a Pep out person. I don't think I am. I will hold. I think Pep's made mistakes. This is where I stand. I'll try and put it succinctly. Pep's made mistakes. He's overplayed players and to led to this disaster. But I will reserve judgment. The next bit to me is once he's got his squad back. After that, if he makes the same mistakes again, done. He's got no excuse after that. Once he's got his squad back, we'll see. But right now, the team is playing fucking embarrassing. Pep has led to these mistakes, absolutely. And there was so many issues at play which are just inexcusable. As I said, they haven't played since the 20th of December a competitive game. This team hasn't played any serious football since the 20th of December. I'll show you right now. Bodo are in. There we go. The last time they played a competitive game was the 10th of December against Dortmund. They haven't played before then until the 6th and the 13th. They were friendlies before playing this. It's not acceptable to be this bad. Absolutely not acceptable. They were miles better than us. I've not even looked at the stats for this game yet, but I'm dreading I'm dreading it. Let me have a look. So there we go. Here's the stats from this game. I mean, I think that those stats are generous to us. It felt way more than that. XG of 1.35 to 1.6. I just don't really buy that, man. It felt like they had loads more big chances than that. And it felt like they had, but there we go, they're the stats apparently, but it doesn't feel that way at all. Now, obviously, we'll talk about all the issues of the team as well. We will do. I want to show you some things that I noticed during the game, in particular, the state of some of the goals. I watch, a couple of goals, here we go. So this is a chance that didn't come to anything. But this shows you how easy it was to get a City. So up there at the top, I wish I could sort of annotate it. But as you can see with the guy on the ball there, he's just got past Rodri. And there you see 6 Bodo Glimt players running at 4 Manchester City defenders. This happened every single tack. It was Bodo Glimt people, attackers outnumbering the defence, running at him with ease. It was incredibly easy. It was far too easy to get on midfield. There, you got no Reinders, Rico, or Rodri, or anywhere near the ball whatsoever. It's just four 5 to 6 attackers all night running at the back four. Now, the back four wasn't good at all. They made individual mistakes and they were poor, but they were dreadfully exposed all night. It truly, truly diabolical. And then minutes later from that, here we go. Here's a goal again. Sadly, Rodri terrible, sloppy in the ball. He got sort of hit with a weak pass, so on, but he gives the ball away far too easily. And then you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 attackers facing 4 defenders. The guy finishes it beautifully and curls it into the top corner. But this was the story of the night. Repeatedly, the midfield nowhere near their on-rushing attackers, and their attackers constantly at Manchester City's defenders. It's just so poor, man. It's just so poor. Now, some of this entirely is down to the fitness, because Rodri, for example, Rodri was awful tonight. That man, his legs are so wobbly right now. Rodri is the greatest midfielder, defensive midfielder I've ever seen in a City shirt, bar none. But that man's legs are horrific. He was miles off it all night. So leggy, so slow, caught on the ball an awful lot and gave the ball away. And inexcusable red card. I'm sorry, he's too experienced and too good. Someone's blamed Foden for sort of messing around and giving the ball away. Rodri should have known what he was going on. That's always a yellow card. The second yellow card's dumb. You're a senior player. It's fucking dumb. And there's no excuse for getting sent off there. There's no excuse for getting sent off. You've just got a yellow card. You don't pull them back. It was stupid. I'm sorry, Rodri's big enough, old enough, smart enough and good enough to take the responsibility of that. Another dumb moment from a player far too good. Nowhere near culpable for the night, absolutely not. But you pick out your leaders because they matter, And Rodri, the most experienced senior player on the pitch, I don't mind him being leggy. Because I understand he's still finding his fitness. But there's stuff like the red card. Sorry, mate. Sorry, we just showing you guys maybe getting back into it for a few minutes, and that was just inexcusably bad. It just it wasn't good at all. Then you look at, Haaland ghosting around the pitch, missing chances, sulking. Look, Haaland is a brilliant player, but he's mentally right now, Haaland, he's absolutely all over the place. I understand, once again, the frustration he may be feeling right now, but you got to fucking take your chances, mate. It's not complicated, Haaland. You've had a couple of big chances there, and they're not good. The finishing isn't good enough. I know he's tired. I understand that, but you got to score, mate. You're paid $500,000 a week, and I understand it's not as simple as that. Just because you get paid a lot of money, you shouldn't score. But the point I'm making is he's paid the big money, as Rodri is, because they are your key players. You need your key players. When the team is staring down the barrel, it's wading around in the shit. We're in the sewers right now. You need your big players, your talisman, to score a goal. You do. You absolutely do. And Haaland, you've got to score, mate. I'm sorry, you've got to score. You've not scored now a goal in open play for 8 games. You're back home in Norway against Bodo Glimt, and you've got 2 pretty easy finishes by your chance. We need him. We need you, Erling Haaland. And if you're not fit enough, demand a rest. I don't know, not demand it, but be honest with yourself and Guardiola. Maybe you are. Maybe Pep keeps overplaying. Maybe Pep needs to put him on the fucking bench. Maybe Pep needs to read the room. Sorry, Marmoush would have started for me tonight. I saw some people saying he's just got back from the AFCON, 5-hour flight or whatever. Yeah, I don't give a fuck, man. He's 27-year-old player desperate to make his mark in the City side. Play him for half a game then. Start him, but then bring him on. Haaland is so down at the moment. And right now, I think Haaland is such a big personality. Literally, metaphorically, 6'5", the talisman of this team, but he's in a funk. He's in a real funk right now, and him sulking around the pitch, and he is sulking around the pitch, throwing his arms around even after he makes a mistake. And I love the man. I truly do. He's a young man still, every right to be frustrated. But the thing is, he's there doing that, sulking about while playing shit for what it's worth. Fine, whatever, that happens. It's just not good. No, but it's not good for the team, and it isn't. He looks pissed off. The team feel limp. Everyone looks pissed off. The negativity around that pitch is utterly awful right now. Then you go to the defenders. Ain't Nori at right back, not ideal at all. I don't think he was horrific. I don't think he had a good game personally. He didn't have a good game. He didn't have a bad game. He didn't have a great game. He didn't have a bad game. And he was a plaster over a gaping wound, really, wasn't it? Nori at right back. Then you look at centre backs. Kusnov, fine again. Elaine had a clusterfuck of 5 minutes, which unfortunately that'll be the last we ever see of Elaine. By the way, I know that sounds dramatic. That's not what I want to happen, but in my opinion, it will be. Elaine won't start again now because because Gay will come in, and as long as Gay or Kusanov don't get an injury, presuming Diaz is back in a few weeks, I think Gay and Kusanov will start every single game now, and Biake as well. And at that point, won't see Elaine ever again. A couple of super chats, by the way. Let me get to them. Nathan, I'll come back to the Elaine point in a minute. Nathan said Diaz disrespect needs to stop right now. Absolutely. Look, Diaz, we can talk about, all you want about him being an Instagrammer and all that kind of stuff, but ultimately Diaz is a winner. Ultimately, Diaz is a leader who organises that defence, who organises the midfield in front of him as well. Diaz is a cracking player. Diaz, there's a reason the defence has fallen to pieces without him, and the midfield absolutely has to do better. It 100% does, Nathan. But you're right about the Diaz disrespect needs to stop. This Manchester City side needs Ruben Diaz right now, because this side is nervous. This side is scared of their own shadow, and it needs Ruben Diaz. Thanks so much for the super chat, mate. Kevin said the season Haaland went from bullying all the defenders to being bullied by every defender. Was unstoppable before December. Now he's not trying. That's from Kevin Peterson. I presume it's not the cricketer, Kevin Peterson. But I look, yeah, mate. I can't deny it. He's right now, it's diabolical, Kevin. He looks weak, he looks tired, he looks limp, and for a man who's 6'5", getting thrown around by Martinez and so on. But then I don't mind him having a bad game, but to me, it's the fact that he's having a bad game and walking around sulking. Sort it out early. There's something going on right there. We're all did you a bad spell, but we need him right now. And I don't think that's unfair to say. And if there's somehow Erling Haaland watches this, if he does somehow watch this, and I'm always conscious that I'm not, and I don't think in a bad way. I'm conscious that these lads, they might hear what us fans are saying. It's very possible, but there's so much love there, but it's so much frustration. Like watching it from the outside in as a fan, of course I'm emotionally invested as well. But watching it just senses frustration. The mood is utterly off, and one of the leaders of the team is just so disconnected right now. Look, what I would say from a tactical perspective. If I was Pep Guardiola, when Haaland is clearly so disconnected from the team, getting 10 touches a game, not scoring goals, that's fine if he's scoring, getting 10 touches. But right now, he looks so frustrated. Tell him, if he wants to feel something, tell him just to get involved. Like, what is the point? What's the point in Haaland being so high up the pitch disconnected from the game? Tell him to come back and help support the midfield. Tell him to run around a little bit. Let him feel something. Let him feel a fucking, let him feel the ball a little bit. That's what I mean. Like that's that might be a bit of a wild thing to say, but I think sometimes you need to get your booster a little bit. Get involved, and I think maybe it'll inspire a bit of fight. Run around like a madman. Fucking go and kick some people if you want to. I don't care. Do you know what I'm saying about that? Like, I just want him to feel involved. I want him to feel like you can. Do you feel something? He looks fucking numb to football right now. Some of that may be on him, but I also think the way that we're playing right now is just, fucking let him. I don't know. Do something more. Do something more, Pep, up with Haaland, because it ain't working right now, and he looks frustrating. It looks very frustrating. He needs either to be involved somehow, or we need Pep, he needs a rest, because right now his form is diabolical. Look around the pitch further. Phil barely got a touch all night, just poor, unfortunately. Who else? Reinder's utterly abject and non-existent. I understand, by the way, that the whole. I understand the fitness thing, but I look at that team right now. The fitness is not affecting all of them. Shirky got a goal, by the way, tonight. I thought Shirky was actually poor again, unfortunately. You might disagree with that. I'm not going to glaze any player for the sake of it. A couple of decent passes, but I thought largely Shirky gave the ball away an awful lot. He was okay, but I think. I don't think anyone was good, to be honest. Scored a really nice goal, Shirky, but I don't think he's played the same. With the same exuberance as he did about a month ago. And look, right now, ultimately, it is only a couple of losses, but it's draws before that as well, of course. Look, we're in a bad patch right now. And the last two games have felt eerily reminiscent of the 24-25 season, and it needs to be fixed. This team is knackered, but it needs to be better. And ultimately, if they can't run, fucking what are we doing, man? What are we doing? Like, I'll go back to my fucking the screenshots again that I took. If we can't run, why are we here? If we can't run, why are we letting this happen? Why are we giving this so much space for the team? Just, I don't know, compromise it, pack the midfield, get them to stay deep. I don't know, but we can't create chances. We can't run back and defend. We're playing a high line that we can't really adapt to. Like, there's so many things that are functionally wrong with this team right now, and it's just, it's not looking good. It really isn't looking good. And yeah, I'm not happy about it. I'm not. It's unfortunately, it's a bit of a mess. It really is a bit of a mess. We were in great form before Christmas, but 2026 has been a diabolical year for Manchester City, you know. Fair play to Bodo. They were the better side. They absolutely were. As I said, didn't play a game for 6 weeks of any serious nature. It shouldn't be coming to this, man. 3-1, 2-0 against United. Just like 5 disallowed goals in those 2 games as well, right? They're all reasonably, not marginal. You know, they were the right calls, but they weren't like 5 meters offside, you know. Half a second and they're onside for all those goals. That's the thing, is like, we conceded 5 and could have had another 5 conceded 2. Like, genuinely, the formation 2-1-6-1, yeah, like, ridiculous. What's going on? It's the formation's all over the place right now. Absolutely all over the place. Ruben Noble Lazarus, great name, mate, says, I don't even mind Haaland not scoring. It's the lack of effort which drives me insane. We all love him, but it's annoying now. Yeah, look, I agree. Like, I don't know if it's lack of effort. I don't know what it is. Whatever it is. Like, I'm always sort of wary of calling players for a lack of effort unless I can prove it. I don't know what's going on with the fitness. I don't know what's going on with instructions. But what I do know, what I can talk about, is the impression that they give off, if that makes sense. It's very hard to criticise a player's intentions usually, because unless... Yeah, it's just hard. But Haaland right now he absolutely looks like he's not trying. He absolutely looks like he's switched out. He looks frustrated mentally. And whatever it is, the optics are bad. That's something I will say. Like, I am reluctant to go in 2-footed on a player because I think it's lazy of me. But what I will say is right now, Haaland, it don't look good, mate. It looks really bad. It looks poor. And it looks, it looks off. And I think that's a fair way of putting it, you know? It's poor, and I think City right now as well, they're just not creating anything. Like, I don't understand. Like, it's not as if, like, I don't know. I mean, I'll go for the status here. Like, what the fuck did we do, man? Like this is the first half status. It's not like, you know, with 10 men, they were the better side. Bodo, there was 11 men in the second half. You know, we're not creating anything of note. We're just not. A bit of wild, this is a person who doesn't know their own history here, by the way. It says Pep is not Sir Alex, you can't rebuild teams. Well, he's already had about 3 teams in the 10 years he's been here, which is so fundamentally not true. And also, that's someone who doesn't understand the 90s and 2000s where you know, Ferguson had multiple spells where he struggled, which I know because I was actually there watching me. So that's bullshit. Right now, we are in the middle of a rebuild, but right now, I think the ideas aren't working. I will, as I said, I think everyone has every right, mate, every right to be frustrated with Guardiola right now. Absolutely. I understand the frustration. I think we've had an abject week, arguably the lowest week in Pep City's career. You know, I know we lost 3 back-to-back last season, but I think the quality of these teams that were playing, the Derby, United, the way that they battered us, and it could have been 5. Here, Bodo could have scored 5 as well. Bodo fucking Glimt. How many people could even spell that or name a single player? You can now, of course. But awful week. And look, for those wanting balance, I've laid into a lot of this team right now. I've spent 20 minutes talking about how shit it's been and all that kind of stuff. It would be remiss of me not to mention the other side of it, because I want to always try and cover every possible angle. So if you don't like, this is not me making excuses, this is me trying to explain or understand. I'm going to look at that team yet again and look at the bench yet again. It's bad. You got Omar Mamouche, Ake, and Doku as the only senior players on the bench. We only brought on Omar Mamouche. After that, outfield, you got Mafuni, Kian Noble, Makati, Charlie Gray, Tyrone Samba. This is the kids, man. Just kids. Then 2 goalkeepers. The bench is diabolical. Mateus Nunes, we need you. Bernardo Silva, we need you back. Fucking Diaz and Vardiol. The team's falling apart without those two. Utterly falling apart. Nico Gonzalez, we need him back desperately. Like, Nico Gonzalez starts every single fucking week right now. Semenyo, get him in, Mark Gay, get in. I expect in a month the team could look incredibly different from tonight. I expect the team will be, a month from now, hopefully, it will be fucking Gay, Ruben Diaz, or maybe Kusanov, obviously Mateus Nunes back in the side, Donnarumma, then O'Reilly, Nori, whichever one's winning the shirt, Nico Gonzalez in midfield, alongside a Rodri or whatever. They get you Semenyo in and so on. Hopefully Marmouche offering a little bit of a little bit of rivalry to Haaland. I'm hoping the team will feel very different because right now the team is semi-picking itself, I would argue. I think that's a fair thing to say because of the injuries. Though the injuries and the overplay and over lack of rotation, I think are largely onto Guardiola. I think that's down to fair. I think he sort of overplayed Rodri to the point where Rodri got injured, and I think Rodri he's looking pretty poor right now. And he's overplayed Guardiola to the point he's got injured, and he's overplayed a lot of these players to the point they got injured. And it's just not looking good. It isn't looking good. We've made an awful lot of mistakes, and I want to see a lot of changes. Now, as I said, I am not going to throw in the towel. I'm not Pep out. I'm not in the slightest, but I am Pep frustrated. I think Pep's making a lot of mistakes right now. I think the only fair conclusion is when the entire team is shitting the bed, and the entire team is shitting the bed right now. Donnarumma aside, maybe Kuznov I think did pretty well as well. Actually tonight, when they're all shitting the bed, eventually you look at the manager because he's collectively responsible, and I think there has been an awful lot of mistakes being made right now, and it has to be fixed. Lessons have to be learned because the goodwill is it's being whittled away, and I think it's sad to see. I just don't understand. I don't understand what's going on. It's poor. It's poor. And I guess my biggest frustration as well is watching it and seeing nothing really change. Nothing really changed at any point. There was, and I know we haven't got. I don't mean even changes from the bench. I mean just changes tactically. It felt like we just kept trying the same thing, even though it wasn't fucking working. What happens if I put my finger into a plug socket? That hurt. Do you know what? What if I tried this finger? That hurt too. Maybe that one. That will be different with this one, right? Fucking idiots, man. It was idiotic. Constantly stupid things. And maybe the stuff, maybe they were trying to change it, but it didn't feel that way to me. And watching us get beat time and time again, as I said, let's see where we're at when everyone comes back. But right now, I don't know. It's not looking good. It's not looking good at all. And we are working hard, Andrew, you're right. Pat Linders is making the team press, but Guardiola's ultimately the man responsible for the decisions of that. It's his idea to bring him in. He actually approached Pat Linders and he wants to push it. If you want the team to run, you have to accept that you're going to have to fucking rest them every now and then because you're more likely to get injured. I think that's the reality of it. You're more likely to get injured if the team is running often. And constantly playing the same 11 unchanged is going to fucking do the players in. And that is the truth of it. I am a very calm Manchester City fan, but I think we're in a shit show right now. And the issue is, the problem is, and there are compounding factors. I'm not stupid enough and I presume the vast majority of you, be honest with you, are not stupid enough to feel that if you look at the missing players, if Nunes was there, Guardiola was there, Diaz was there, even Kovacic, man, or Nico G, or Semenyo and Gay are available, we win that comfortably. We all know that. It's comfortable because they were available in the squad. You rotate it around, you win comfortably tonight. We all know that. I think that's fair. You'd have to be incredibly not stubborn to not admit that. But the problem is we played our way into these problems. That is the problem. The problems are of our own making, I would argue. So that at that point you said, yeah, I understand that we need certain players, but we've made the bed and we're fucking lying in it. The issue is, and after that, is you can't. The confidence of this side has been absolutely knocked. It massively has, and yeah. It's like the team looks utterly exasperated right now. It's struggling, and I'm struggling to understand where we go from here. Yes, Semenyo and Gay can't play until after the group stages. By the way, they might not even fucking make it at this rate. Yeah, it's just difficult, man. It's difficult. A horrific night, and I don't think it's unfair to want more. I am not going to sit here and shout at the screen. I just don't see the point. Guardiola, let's see what Guardiola's been saying. Let's have a look. Guardiola said, I know how good a team Glimt are. I don't underestimate them. Semi-final last season, the Europa League, fresh in mind, and we had some injuries to important players. We fought 10 versus 11. Well, they battered us 11 versus 11, mate. So I think that's I think that's a slight. That's yeah. I don't know. I'm not sure I agree with that. Do you know what? I actually think Bodo Glimt were a good side. I'm going to say that. Chris Forshaw, congratulations, mate. The biggest congratulations. Fuck football, mate. We were terrible. I'm so happy to hear you've given birth. Not you given birth. That would be a miracle, mate. We needed it tonight. Congratulations to you, your missus as well, and yourself, mate. I hope your daughter's healthy and wonderful. Much love for you, mate. That's a lovely little reminder of everything. Congratulations, my friend, to you and your family. Yeah, what's her name? Just because it's nice to hear a lovely little person existing. Make her a blue, but tell her she's missed probably the lowest week in City's modern history right now. I think Bodo are a good team. Like, the one thing I will say is, Bodo, obviously they're a good side, and I don't mean they're a Manchester City level side. I don't mean even a Premier League, but they played aggressively. They played well. They countered really well. The decision making was good. Honestly, I want to give them credit. City were diabolical, but they were good, and you have to be good against to win that convincingly, and they were. So I think the credit goes to them entirely. They attacked well, and their striker, this Casper fella, handsome and talented. He's got a big career in football. He looks suave. He's like a Hollywood superstar. He'll go far. Interesting. This is what Guardiola said, which I don't agree. He said, we have to change the dynamic for the next game against Wolves. We were flat against United, but not today. That's interesting. He said, we don't have Savino, Doku, or wingers. In other departments, you have players not here who give us more consistency. But they were well organised. We struggled a little bit. They were really good, and we congratulate them. I don't agree. I thought we were very flat today, mate. I don't agree with that entirely. I don't agree with that. I think we were very flat, mate. Yeah, I think we were very flat. But we do have to change it. Yeah, well, at least he said that we have to change the dynamic because we have to, because it's fucking just not on. The dynamic isn't there. There is no dynamic. There isn't. I'm gonna have to. As flat as a pancake, fella. You know. Yeah, I mean. Roadkill flat earth flat, yeah. Yeah, we were flat, very flat. Ooh, doesn't make you feel good, that, does it? I don't know about that, mate. I don't know. It's not looking good right now. Look, I truly believe that when the player's back, it'll be different. But do I believe what Pep says in interviews? Look, he fucking if he's lying here, mate, I don't see the point in that. He also said we have the feeling that everything is going wrong in many details. We have to try and change it, but the players are there. I guess what he means by that, what the players are there, means that the players care. I do believe that, for what it's worth. I think the players are trying the best. But if the details, it's going wrong in all the details, well, then we have to change it, mate. We have to change it. It's not good right now, is it? That's a really bad week. A really bad week. A really bad week for Manchester City. And we need severe changes, and we need a whole bunch of players in. Unfortunately. Guys, I've got to leave it there. I don't know what else to say. We're a shambles. We'll clear ahead, and hopefully tomorrow it'll be a little bit clearer. But right now, we are in a very, very bad patch, and we need to get out of this funk quickly. We need a big game against Wolves if we're capable. See you in a bit, guys. Bye-bye.